Breaking celebrity news. Lady Gaga, how a new therapy helped her through her emotional trauma. And Justin Bieber's battle with Lyme disease. Then,
Dr. Oz, come train with me.
Mark Wahlberg throws out a challenge to me. I'll tell you why. Plus, NeNe Leakes opens up about her own health struggles and her husband's cancer fight.
It was like a crazy nightmare.
Coming up next. Are you ready for season 11?
Mark, my man, F45's got you in great shape. You know, we always see you looking ripped. Dr. Oz, he's now saying, Dr. Oz is saying cancel breakfast. You know, it's not an important meal of the day. You can skip it, and it's actually, you know, more a healthy alternative. What's your take on that?
Listen, I don't care what Dr. Oz says. I gotta have my breakfast before I work out.
Really?
That's my preference.
Because I know you're an early guy. You wake up at 4.
I know a lot of people do a lot of intermittent fasting and stuff like that.
Right.
But you know what you do? You go to F45, you get that 45-minute workout better than any workout out there.
The first,
and you start getting in shape.
Do you work out first or eat
before
first?
and after?
You eat before?
I still do the small meals, you know, every 2.5, 3 hours.
It works for you.
To come train with me.
Mark, I heard you said that I was dead wrong when it comes to canceling breakfast. Well, powerful medical literature and lots of athletes support me and show that intermittent fasting flips the metabolic switch, so it bolsters your physical and your mental performance. I last ate 12 hours ago, but thankfully my liver, it stored lots of energy, plenty of energy for the intensity workout that mere mortals like me do, but maybe for you too. So swing by. We'll test if breakfast matters. That was Mark Wahlberg when TMZ reporters asked him about one of the cornerstones of the System 20 plan that we launched for the new decade, and my response on Instagram. Well, Mark posted a response video. Here it is.
If you want to challenge me, I'll come hungover, eat a big steak. You could do your little 20 push-ups with one leg and your assisted pull-up. I'm telling you, you'll need a defibrillator when I'm done with you. Well, I'll see you soon, Dr. Oz. Get ready.
All right, it's on. You're proud of him? Well, you can see Mario Lopez, Donnie Wahlberg, his brother David Beckham. They're all commenting back on Mark's video. It is an all-out health feud. So I commented on Instagram, done deal, the alley behind the old warehouse, be there. Mark and I clearly need to work this out. We're gonna work this beef out in a gym, so stay tuned for that. It is coming soon. But I love starting conversations about health because in the end, you win. And boy, are you hungry for this information. I was shocked by the battle over breakfast that you waged online. So today, we have the real science of intermittent fasting and why a morning fasting workout may help you get the results you want, even if you think you've plateaued. And there's more breaking news at the intersection of Hollywood and health, including Justin Bieber clapping back at the haters online saying he looks like he's on drugs, revealing he's actually battling 2 chronic diseases at once. And the new kind of therapy Lady Gaga told Oprah helped her heal from trauma in her past, including sexual abuse. Now, joining me to help tackle these breaking celebrity health news stories is senior reporter for the New York Post, Page 6, Francesco Baccardi, therapist for the stars, Dr. Michael Dow, and Sirius XM radio host of Bevelations, Betty Smith. Thank you for all being here.
Thank you for having us.
Let's get started with Lady Gaga's shocking revelation. The new treatment that she is undergoing is called DBT. We're going to explain it, but first, maybe help us understand what Lady Gaga said.
So she was sitting down with Oprah for the big vision tour that Oprah's embarking on, and she confessed to her that she had been raped repeatedly at the age of 19 by someone she knew. And she was experiencing PTSD, and she didn't really know how to deal with the situation. And then she realized that she was suffering from pain throughout her body, and the pain was mimicking the pain that she felt after the abuse happened.
I mean, this is shocking, except I hear it from so many people, and it's wonderful that she came out to talk about it. Dr. Dow, when you heard this news, something clicked in your healer's head.
I am such a huge fan of Gaga, and I'd been watching this clip of her over and over, her in all this pain, and I knew, in the back of my mind, I always thought, there's trauma here. There's trauma. When somebody has that kind of pain, or some of these other elusive conditions, IBS, chronic fatigue. So when she talked about it with Oprah, I thought, oh, thank goodness. she's actually treating her mind. And sometimes when you treat the mind, the body gets better as well. So I was just so happy for her.
So Gaga attributed her ability to stay creative through the pain, partly because of this thing called DBT therapy.
Yes.
It's a new term, Dr. Dow, for a lot of people. Please explain what it is and who could it work for?
Yeah, so DBT, dialectical behavior therapy. It's sort of a new generation of CBT, which a lot of people have heard of.
Yes.
This one you do an hour individually, about 2.5 hours in a group for 6 months, or some people do it twice for the cycle of a year. And you learn a lot of skills. So interpersonal skills, making your relationships better, how to deal with stressors, how to deal with your cognitions. But I think the most important piece is the mindfulness for Gaga, because when she was talking to Oprah, she talked about radical acceptance. And in DBT, radical acceptance means you have to accept the bad things in your life as much as you accept the good ones. So yes, I'm a survivor of trauma, of rape, of sexual assault, and I'm a superstar. And that helped her. So it's just a really fantastic treatment.
So it's mindfulness, meditation. A lot of it draws from these Buddhist principles. So would you try? Babe,
Oh,
would
I
you
would
try?
definitely try it. I think
Absolutely.
meditation helps all of us. You know, even if you just take a few minutes out of your day, just take a deep breath. So it's definitely something I would be interested in doing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm a spiraler. I get an idea in my brain, I plant a seed, and then next thing you know, I'm off a cliff. So it's nice to know that there are practical ways in order to get your thoughts under control rather than your thoughts controlling you.
Yeah.
To me, Lady Gaga's thoughtful comments are again about the power of one, right? She spoke out, she broke through the stigma around rape in her case. Something that's hard to admit. Mental health, which went along with it, because they do travel together.
Yes.
She's on a psychiatric medication. Can she open up about that? And she's doing talk therapy. So it's not even one or the other. She's going to do both.
And talking really publicly about, you know, she said something to Oprah about your primary care physician should be introducing you to your psychiatrist. And if your PCP and your psychiatrist, therapist can all work as a team to help you, I think that's a great thing.
So let me move on to this Mark Wahlberg boiling over controversy. This is my response about skipping breakfast. And again, I understand why it's so controversial. Here's the part of the clip again.
Listen, I don't care what Dr. Oz says. I gotta have my breakfast before I work out.
Really?
That's my preference.
Because I know you're an early guy. You wake up at 4.
I know a lot of people do a lot of intermittent fasting and stuff like that.
Right.
I still do the small meals, you know, every 2.5, 3 hours.
It works for you.
Dr. Oz to come train with me.
He wants me to come train with him, and I will.
Yes.
Let me make my case first. So this is a man who's in great shape, there's no doubt. He's doing the many small meals approach, which I like, and it's working for him.
Yeah.
But he's also putting a lot of time in the gym. I mean, he's jacked, right?
Yeah.
And most women, I don't think, have the time. Most men don't have the time and can't
Agreed.
do
People
it.
have
Absolutely
day-to-day
not.
jobs, like 9 to 5 jobs, right?
This is why I think intermittent fasting helps. The System 20 fasting window is 7 p.m. to 11 a.m. It means you don't have breakfast. You can't, in that window, have breakfast. You can have it later in the morning if you want, but you can't have it when you normally have it. You can have beans and greens and protein or cereal at 11 a.m., but you're not having it when you first get up. And I am not alone. There's a big review paper in the New England Journal of Medicine. It's our most prestigious journal on intermittent fasting just a couple weeks ago. I talked about it on the Today Show. They found that intermittent fasting works by activating a metabolic switch in your body. It gets turned on when you use out all the sugar, carb-based fuel, and you switch to burning fat for energy. So in the morning when you get up after 12 hours of sleep, you're sort of in that keto-like effect, but you're not hungry for that reason. You don't crave a donut. Plus all the goodwill you built up means you get a cheat day once a week, which you sort of want to have it. So you all saw the clip, you saw Mark.
Yeah.
Here's my defense. What are your thoughts about canceling breakfast? Where do you vote?
I'm
Team Oz?
Team
Team
Oz,
Wahlberg?
my love. I am Team Oz. And let me tell you why I'm Team Oz. Because, you know, I used to be an advertising professional. And did you know, Dr. Oz, that the breakfast phenom cereal in the morning was actually created by the cereal lobbyists? And that's the reason why there's that whole slogan, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, what about lunch and what about dinner? I guess they didn't have strong lobbyists. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, I happen to love breakfast food.
Yeah, me too.
Right? But I just
you
don't
can have it anytime.
Yeah, you don't have to eat it at 6 in the morning. You don't have to force food in your mouth. That's what
Everyone
people
loves
do.
breakfast, you know, for dinner and things like that.
I like a brunch. Have it
Yeah,
at 11.
exactly. And you know, of course, in the African American tradition, we have chicken and waffles, and that was traditionally served at night after the jazz musicians got off work, and they wanted breakfast, but they also wanted dinner, and they combined it to chicken and waffles.
So you've done some research on this, Dr.
Team
Dow.
Oz all the way. So intermittent fasting is part of my new book, The Sugar Brain Fix. I love intermittent fasting. It really took my fitness, my health to the next level. I couldn't be a bigger
Francisca, the workout issue here.
Yeah.
So when you work out,
Yes.
you like to eat before or not?
If I work out in the early morning, I'm not eating beforehand. I don't want to wake up any earlier than I already have to fit in the meal, take time to digest, and then hit the gym. I just want to wake up, get there, get ready for work, and go.
Well, so I feel badly about this because, baby, I bought into this. And I used to tell people to have breakfast because I knew when people didn't have breakfast, when they got hungry at 10 in the morning, they go forge like a rat through vending machines and eat whatever was there. And, you know, kids are in school, right? So they don't have the option of having a late breakfast. You want them to eat first thing because they don't have a choice. But for most of us, there's a better way. And you know, not to name drop, but you know who opened my eyes to this?
Whom?
Hugh Jackman.
Oh, another guy who's really jacked.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Talk about jacked.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And he was using it for Wolverine. He had to get bigger and smaller for his roles. And skipping breakfast is actually part of intermittent fasting. Because I don't think you can intermittent fast if you don't skip breakfast. Because across the board, even if you don't lose an ounce, it's probably better for you.
Okay. Well, Dr. Oz, you know, Marky Mark may not be Team Oz when it comes to breakfast, but you have quite the Hollywood heavy hitter that's in your corner. Let's roll the tape.
Chris, did you skip breakfast?
Thank you so much.
Breakfast?
Yeah, Dr. Oz said we need to get rid of breakfast.
Get rid of breakfast?
Yes.
That's not a bad idea.
Thank you.
Vindication. Who can argue with that woman? She's a genius.
She's a
if she can build an
powerhouse.
empire with her family, think of what she could do with breakfast food.
Exactly.
All right, when we come back, maybe the biggest celebrity health story of the year, maybe the decade. Well, so far anyway. Justin Bieber reveals he's struggling with chronic Lyme disease, and we're breaking it down. That's next. Do you need a health reboot? Something you can stick with? Well, we have an easy-to-follow lifestyle system that can get you back on track. 20 goals, lose 20 pounds, and reduce your risk of disease by 20%. A plan you can stick with because we made it easy. From the way you eat to how well you sleep and how you manage your stress every day. System 20 for 2020. It feels good. Justin Bieber is talking to social media with breaking health news. When some media outlets and trolls were posting that his recent pictures may have indicated drug use, specifically meth, Bieber posted in sort of a snarky, in-your-face way, "They failed to realize I've been recently diagnosed with Lyme disease. Not only that, but I also had a serious case of chronic mono, which affected my skin, brain function, energy, and overall health." So I'm back with my celebrity health panel to break this down. Paycheck's Francisca Bucardi, psychotherapist and author of The Sugar Brain Fix, Dr. Mike Dow, and Sirius XM radio host of Revelations, Baby Smith. Francisca, this is some high-profile news out of Justin Bieber about a disease that a lot of us hadn't put those pieces together.
Absolutely.
How can this revealing information be beneficial to everybody?
Well, I think, first of all, everyone immediately took to Google and was looking up Lyme disease symptoms that they were suffering from, or just to know more about it. So that alone is a huge impact.
Just to talk about Bieber in general, I don't know if you've, obviously you know about him and studied about him, but you think this is an excuse, or do you think he really has an issue?
Well, I think a lot of people think about the former Bieber, the old Bieber that we know from his teenage years, when he was struggling with drug abuse, which he later admitted. He was getting into a lot of trouble. He was getting arrested for DUIs. He was, being inappropriate and getting caught. So I think after he canceled the remainder of his last tour, people wondered if this was just an excuse to explain all of that and not really taking into account of what he's doing now. He's very spiritual now. He's religious. He's married, and everything seems to be turning around for the better.
Yeah.
It makes sense when you look at those photos. I treat patients with chronic Lyme, and they come in and they feel depressed, hopeless. They can't get out of bed to shower because of the chronic pain. So when I look at those photos with that explanation, it's like, oh, okay, that actually could make sense.
I saw it actually on Yolanda Hadid.
Yes.
When she was on the show. She was destroyed, Bella and Gigi's mom.
Yeah.
But I saw her recently. She is completely better.
Yeah,
and a
but she
whole
did
different woman.
and she did a lot of dietary changes and things like that, right?
She did everything that you want to do if you wanted to reboot your system. I think that's the bigger lesson here. People with Lyme disease, not that they want to go through it, but they end up opening a path for the rest of us. And we're going to be able to walk down that path. Some of your therapy patients are having Lyme. They must have a lot to do on their own without you.
Oh, big time. They are some of the biggest champions for alternative treatments. I actually recently saw Bieber walking out of a place in West Hollywood that's famous for their vitamin B12 injections, and that would make sense for somebody with Lyme, right?
Yeah.
You know, your body is not metabolizing oral medications or oral supplements well. You're going to need
That's
B12
also good for
injections.
hangovers, though, too.
That's a different idea
Babby,
there,
come on,
but
how do you even know that? How do you even know
infrared
about that?
saunas.
I go to Vegas.
all of these things to, as you said, reboot the system. And a lot of them feel like they're being criticized because there's this controversy, so people are calling them crazy when it's like, no, I was functional and then I wasn't. Something happened to me, you know?
It's an eye-opening moment for anybody who's a member of their family with that. Anyway, I wish Bieber well. Come see us. Help spread the awareness. Chris Victor, thank you as always for your deep wisdom. Dr. Dow, Bevy.
Thank
See you all
you.
next time. Be right back. Coming up, I'm about to get real with the Atlanta housewife that you all love, NeNe Leakes. She's open up about a health crisis that affects everyone, and I'm showing her something that, well, you've never seen this before.
Really? Think you can handle it? Before Greg got diagnosed with cancer, we were already in a rocky place. It was probably the worst thing we've been through.
You both want to save this marriage.
I do.
Do you, NeNe?
We would just have to see. But now, my relationship with Greg is still healing from the cancer journey.
I can see that it's still tough for you. No matter what, in all of this, you did the best you can do, which I think you did a champion's job.
I don't want to cry, because if I cry, you know, I can't even cry, because I'd be making it about me if I cry.
Guess what? It is about you.
Today, we're going behind all the drama to find out the truth behind Atlanta housewife NeNe Leakes' health emergency that almost tore her marriage and her family apart. There she is.
My gosh.
You ready, NeNe?
What are you doing? You look nice.
Come on, beautiful. Come on out here. Let's join the audience. I feel like I'm walking to a housewives reunion.
Yes,
What do
you
think?
are. How you been feeling?
I'm doing well. Now, I heard you may not be feeling perfectly. You may have a health issue.
A small health issue. I have been having a hemorrhoid.
Hemorrhoids?
I gave when I gave birth 20 years ago to my son, my hemorrhoids came out then. And then now, every now and then, they flare up. And I'm actually going to try and have them removed. They're very painful at times.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've got some ideas for you. Let's go meet the audience first.
Sure.
You guys ready? NeNe Leakes! Hey, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we were talking in the hallway, everybody, before you walked in here about the common topic of hemorrhoids. Who's got hemorrhoid questions here?
Me.
Well, you know what I love about you, NeNe? You're always very honest.
Yes, I just keep it 1,000. Hemorrhoid.
So, if I can ask, how long are you in the bathroom to go number 2 usually?
Probably good 30 minutes. Yeah. So I'm not regular in the bathroom.
Yeah, twice a week means you probably don't look forward to going to the bathroom.
No.
Yeah. So the other thing that causes some hemorrhoids and constipation and a lot of other things is stress. And you guys have been having a lot of intense discussions on Housewives.
We have.
What is going on here? First of all, Cynthia and Kenya, how are you getting along with them?
Who? I didn't tell you I had something wrong with my hearing. I didn't tell you that.
Two friends, two acquaintances of yours, Cynthia and Kenya.
One acquaintance of mine, Cynthia.
Cynthia. You guys getting along at all?
We're in a much better place than we were in the beginning of the season.
All right. So you've always been protective of your inner circle.
Yes.
And one of the reasons I really want to talk to you today was actually about someone who's been having some health issues. Your beautiful husband was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer.
Yeah.
How did that affect you? How did it affect your relationship?
It affected my entire house. It was very difficult for me, first of all, just to hear that he had stage 3 colon cancer. It was hard for the both of us. And our lives changed that moment. They said he has stage 3 colon cancer. It was hard.
It's hard for all caregivers. When everyone's watching you, it makes it that much more difficult. And the rumors start to circulate, and it's painful to hear people saying, "Oh, NeNe's, she must be done with this, or it's tough for her."
She's mean to Greg.
Yes, she's mean to Greg. That was a classic one.
Well, Anyway.
Well, were you mean to Greg?
Well, I might have been, honey. Let me tell you, it wasn't easy being a caregiver. And I'm on the show. I always keep it real. If I felt like I wanted to slap Greg that day, I was like, Greg is driving me crazy today. I think I want to slap him. You know, there were days, you know, it's just like any family. You have good days and bad days. We had good days and bad days.
You all want to see Greg? All right, up next, Greg's going to join us with an update to his health. And the number one thing doctors say you can do to reduce your colon cancer risk. This is important stuff. Stay with us.
Yeah.
I could feel my vision just started to close in.
Savannah Guthrie.
It started to get black.
On the accident that almost took her sight.
I was scared.
All new Oz. That's coming up on Monday.
When they told us Greg had cancer, the next breath they say he has had surgery right now.
I felt devastated. But she said, you don't have any time. And I said, well, I got time to do two things. I prayed, and I wrote my letter of goodbye to my wife.
Cancer just changed our life. Like it did a lot. Being a caregiver, it's gotta be one of the hardest jobs. It's hard. I mean, I don't know, you know, if there's a right or wrong way to do it. But I was very stressed out.
It's beautiful. That was Atlanta housewife NeNe Leakes and her husband Greg getting real about the cancer that almost took his life. And Greg said, you ignored your health for a long time. You're not alone. I bet you a ton of folks watching right now are like you. What was the hardest part, Greg and NeNe, of being with each other when you're going through this? And, you know, NeNe's having to take care of you, both emotionally and physically, while you're recovering.
It was just difficult. I don't know. You know, Greg wasn't like the greatest patient of them all now. You know, most guys aren't. Right. You know, where they can stick me, Greg act like they just dug a hole in his arm. You know, I'm just like.
Is that true, Greg?
Well, it started off that way.
He was a baby.
I remember one thing, always asking for a butterfly needle, but they don't work in every case.
No.
You know, he wanted everything to be small. Do you have to stick me now? Do you got to poke me here? You know, so it was a lot.
How you doing now?
Right now, I'm doing great. I had a colonoscopy and a PET scan December 2nd and December 4th, and they both came back with the cancer is too small to be detected.
Hot dog. That feels good.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about what it's like to recover from an illness like this. What was the hardest moment of the whole thing, rock bottom, where you thought this is either going to break us or bring us together forever?
This I know was hard. There was a couple of things. When we were in the hospital and Greg called me and said, come now, they need to talk to me. They need to talk to us. And they said, we need to have surgery right now. It was like I don't know, like a crazy nightmare. It just.
Come on over here. I'm going to give you an intimate look at what you were going through. You may
Not
enjoy
an intimate look.
Yes, an intimate look.
I'm afraid.
Yeah, this is the kind of intimate look. It's not about butterfly needles. This is a whole different kind
You
of
don't
thing.
have a butterfly over here?
Yeah, come on over here. Stand in the middle over here. Greg, put these gloves on. You'll need them. Here you go.
Ooh, I'm scared of this stuff you have.
Boy, do I remember these.
Yes. Now, have you ever actually held a colon in your hands?
No, I hadn't planned up on holding it.
Okay. Greg, you?
No, I haven't. I've seen the big chunk of mine that was gone.
You did?
Yeah.
Well, this is what a normal intestinal system looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can help me with this.
Is that really a real one?
This is real. Hold that like that.
Oh, I don't think I want to touch it.
No, these are the small ones. Hold that. You got the small intestine. NeNe, you're going to hold this. See how that's thicker and bigger? Mm-hmm. Come on over here.
Okay.
This is a normal colon. And you can put that down because we're going to compare this, that normal colon, like that, to this. Because this is colon cancer.
Oh, it is?
So you notice the colon here and here look the same, right? Pretty similar. But this got blocked up. But compare this nice, thin, supple tissue, go ahead and do that, to this, and put your hand here, feel the cancer. Yeah. And the problem with this bad boy is it can spread.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? It can break through this wall. It's already starting. You can see how it's breaking through here?
Yeah.
It's busting through the wall. It can also escape into the arteries. So I'm thinking about your colon, and you know that probably wasn't that far from busting through on you.
Yeah, but let me ask you. So it's this long, right? Greg, they cut all of his out because all of it was infected except for a very small.
Hold that and go
piece.
over there, and you hold this and go down this way though. You got a lot of intestine, right?
Yeah.
I mean, when you say it cut out a lot, I mean
cut up most of it out.
A foot, 2 feet? You got 26 feet of
He
plumbing.
only
A
had,
lot more than that.
yeah,
Well-
he only has so many inches left.
Yeah, but no matter how much you cut out, there's a lot usually left. It's very rare
You
to
can stretch it out, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you got a lot of room, which is the beauty of the human body. The problem with the operation is not how much you cut out. The problem with the operation is not doing it in time.
Okay.
So by the time they cut it out, cancer's already spread. And that's why that test you got is so much and so important. Now, you guys have become world experts on colon cancer.
Yeah.
You probably know all the risk factors, right?
Yeah.
But again, the whole goal, the whole reason that I really want to talk to you guys about this is not how to deal with the complications of the surgery, it's how to never have the surgery in the first place.
Yeah.
And that's why colonoscopy, which is the best screening test there is, takes out, it screens you, so you know if you got a risk, and if you have a risk, it takes it out. And the big risk factors, African Americans get more colon cancer, get it younger. Whether you're whether you get enough fiber in your diet, that all seems to add up. Being overweight, these are the basic risk factors of colon cancers. So I got a little something for you. You can take these gloves off.
Oh, I got to get my fiber.
You get fiber. I got a little answer for your fiber. Miss twice a week, NeNe.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Can we call you twice a week, NeNe,
Yes,
from now
you
on?
can.
All
Maybe
right.
once a week, honey.
Once a week. All right, Greg. This is what you're going to do to make sure your wife is going more than once or twice a week. All right, this is our colon health smoothie. All right, now you guys don't eat dairy, right? So this is almond milk, but you can put anything you want in place of that. Hemp milk, a banana, and some frozen blueberries. Give a taste of this. There's the missing ingredient that's over here.
You want me to taste this?
Yes. I want you to start going to the bathroom as soon as you walk up the set. Maybe even earlier.
Honey, I'm scared to drink this. What did you put in here, Doctor?
Well, you got to find out. You got to tell me honestly if you can tell what's in there. There's something that gives it a ton of fiber.
I taste the banana.
Well, that's not the fiber. It's just got it. But, Greg, any thoughts?
Something that gives it fiber.
Something.
I'm not going to torture
Why
you.
taste almond?
It's beans.
Oh, beans. Oh.
Believe it or not, I put beans in there.
Oh, I'm really going to have to use the bathroom.
That's okay. If you cook them the right way, you won't get gas. Don't you load up on legumes? There's 15 grams of fiber in that stuff, right? It's like in a cup of legumes. We got this plan called System 20. It's all about getting people to be healthy in 2020. Beans and greens are big parts of it, and we need to eat more beans in America. And it'll make you 4 times a week, NeNe. Listen,
Yeah.
I love the fact that you guys are here. I'm going to share the recipe for everyone at home so you can enjoy what
I
NeNe's
want to
enjoying.
have this recipe.
All right, I'm going to make the recipe much more for you. I wish you the best of luck. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
And I'm so happy you spoke about caregiving because it matters.
Yes, and I want you to know that if I use the bathroom, do you think I'd lose some weight?
Yes, you might.
Oh, okay.
Real Housewives of Atlanta. It airs Sundays at 8 p.m. on Bravo. Check it out. Thanks, my friends. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Coming up, the wonderful Martha Stewart is here with the ultimate guide to organizing the messiest and unhealthiest spots in your home. I hear you've been decluttering my office today.
Well, we're just getting started.
Stay tuned. What's going on here? What the heck? Oh my goodness, I should have known. Martha Stewart.
Look at this mess.
What are you doing?
I'm just checking out backstage.
It's just fine the way it is. What are you doing? It's perfect.
Well, it could be a little bit more orderly.
You think my backstage is disorganized?
Yeah, I thought you were an organized doctor.
Oh my goodness.
It should be reflected in the backstage, every place in the studio.
Here we go again. Oh boy.
Just like an operating room.
Let's go into the studio. Just like the operating room. I love you. The beautiful Martha Stewart. She's the ultimate perfectionist who isn't afraid to tell it like it is. And you just saw it. This is, by the way, real life. Martha Stewart is here. She's cutting through the clutter. She gives me a hard time for all kinds of things, sometimes deserved, sometimes not. But today she's revealing her secrets to bringing order and balance to your life without getting overwhelmed. So you can go from this to this. So what bugs you so much about clutter?
Well, it's not clutter so much. It's disorganized clutter.
It seems like it's overwhelming for a lot of folks. Why do you think
is.
it impacts our health?
Well, because we get nervous, we get mad, we just throw things on the floor, you know.
Or at people.
And we throw more stuff in our closets.
Yes.
And it's wrong to do that. It's wrong. You get much more pleasure out of being able to find the red hot pepper flakes in your pantry than ripping everything out and looking for them. Why not have them organized?
So I suspect I'm not the only one you pick on. Snoop Dogg, I know, hangs out with you quite a bit. Have you ever gone over to his crib and fixed things up a little bit?
He's very orderly.
He is.
He's so orderly.
I would never have expected.
Everything has a place, and plus he doesn't care. He's high all the time.
Snoop's gonna hear that. All right, we set up a Martha Stewart organizing boot camp.
Yes.
Our mission, to tackle the unhealthiest clutter hotspots in your home. You may take your spot. You're the coach.
You. Okay.
Right? This is the pantry of shame. Right? These are our images that reveal the messiest pantries on social media. And we use this hashtag pantry of shame because so many people, well, they resonated to it. These are the standouts.
Yeah, but nobody should be ashamed of that. They can just fix it.
So, I mean, look, if you lived here, how could you find anything in this?
Well, no, it's hard. That makes it very hard to cook, to make that wonderful sauce that you want to make for your rice that night. You know, it's hard. It's hard to find. And some of that stuff might be old, too, and not worthwhile using.
This looks like that. I mean, how old are these things in there? They've been hanging out there for a long time.
That should be cleaned.
Right. And these things look like they literally threw the kitchen sink at me. The whole thing just got tossed in here. I mean, like, I'll fix it later.
Now, whose pantry is this?
Not mine.
Oh.
These are Martha says the first step to organize a pantry is to purge. It's an interesting term you use.
Yeah.
What are you purging? What do you mean by that?
Well, there's things that have expiration dates. Not everything should be thrown away because there's an expiration date on it. Taste it. See if the spice still has any
kick to
volume. Yes.
Volume. Yes.
Yes, and any great flavor. If it doesn't, chuck it. Nuts, for example. We're going to talk about
come on
nuts.
over here. Martha created a timeline because in this image I just saw, I mean, there's some spices I'm sure that are older than me. Who here has bay leaves that are years old? I mean, really, bay leaves are like the worst. All right.
Here, I love this.
So we have a timeline.
Yeah, look at this.
You just mentioned this issue of expiration. Some of these are surprising, but you say specifically, for example, nuts.
Yeah, nuts get rancid. They're, unsaturated fats. They're getting rancid immediately. As soon as you open that vacuum pack, and most nuts come in vacuum packed cans nowadays, or if they're in a cellophane bag that's been, open them, put them into a good airtight container, and I put them right in the freezer.
You do?
I do.
All right, so you get the headline for that. Next thing is this issue about things like flour, whole wheats, whites, all that stuff.
Again, 6 to 8 months at maximum, because people think flour is going to last forever. It does not last forever. I decant the flour. If I have a 5-pound jar, I'll put 5 pounds in there. The other 5 pounds go in a Ziploc into the freezer.
Perfect. Now, you mentioned decanting. I want to go through this a little bit because you're very organized about this. A lot of people decant and they muck it all up. Yeah. So if we take the nuts, poor nuts, only 2 weeks of shelf life. What do you do?
So here's some walnuts. I have walnuts already, but I'm going to make a walnut cake, a San Andre cake. It's so good with browned walnuts. So I buy these, and once I open it, I put them in the jar. No, those are almonds. You're mixing almonds with walnuts. Now I'm going to have to go through there and take every single almond out and put it in the almond jar. Can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
All right.
And almonds actually.
I can't store almonds and walnuts together?
Almonds last a little longer. You see that skin on them?
Yes.
They last a little longer in the open air than walnuts that have no skin on them. I'm not going to do this for you. You're going to do this.
All right.
You're staying after work and you're going to separate.
All right. So we poured them in there.
Right. But then I love my P-Touch machine. Do you have a P-Touch machine?
You really own one of these devices?
Oh, I love P-Touch. That's Brother P-Touch.
No.
You don't have one of these?
Of course not.
And it prints out these really nice little labels. See this? That. You just print it out in whatever size you need to. And you can either put it on the top, or if you're having these all lined up in your pantry, I would suggest just putting it right on the side. It says walnuts. And you can put the date on, too, if you'd like, because that really pays it. It's really amazing.
Do your friends ever come over and get jealous?
What date are you putting? That's the almond date.
Well, I just put it like that.
And you can't read that.
You can't read
you can pull that off. You know what? He's acting because he is a physician, a surgeon. You don't act like this in a surgery.
Oh, I can't take it. That's how it should look. All right, perfectly done.
But you don't have to use fancy jars either. You can use any screw top jars, pickle jars that you've saved. Wash them out really well in the dishwasher. Make sure that they're really, really clean before you put things into them.
All right, how about the stations of our pantry? This is an area which is a catastrophe for a lot of people's houses.
Yes.
You ready for this?
Ta-da! Now,
This is how Martha does it.
Isn't that nice?
It is sexy.
Yeah, it's really great. And there's maximization of space. Maximizing your shelving by using little shelving. You can buy these in stores. You know, there are a lot of organizing stores around now, and so this doubles your space. And these trays, these are baking trays, like brownie trays, but you know how olive oil and walnut oil and everything drips, that always gets a drip, and then it's on your shelf.
Yep.
These drip right into here. You can put those in the dishwasher once every few months and wash them out. But again, honey, sugar, all of that. Decanted oats, granolas, bran
Why
flakes.
do you put the potatoes and the onions?
Oh, well, they're down in the dark. When the doors are closed, they're in the dark. That way they're not going to grow, because onions, as soon as they hit the sunlight, they start to grow. Yeah, and same with potatoes. So, but they keep cool in the dark. That's where you want to keep them, not in the refrigerator. And then canned goods too.
And your spices are here. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
magnetized. Isn't that great? And there's room for the door to close. This is ours at Macy's. It's really great. And so it keeps them airtight. Again, spices want to stay fresh that way.
And you really have a list like this?
Oh yeah.
Keep track. Wait, as soon as you think something's gone.
Yeah, it can be here. It can be on your desk. It can be on a pad by the door.
So I surprised Martha at her house once. It literally looks like this, everybody. This is what her house looks like. All right. Up next.
And he snooped too.
I did snoop. I was terrible.
He was snooping around.
Is your medicine cabinet a hot mess? How many of you have a medicine cabinet problem?
Oh,
lots.
yeah.
We have a surprise turn-in for a medicine cabinet makeover. You have to see to believe, so stick around.
As Harvey Weinstein's trial gets underway in New York, he's charged with new sex crimes in L.A. We sit down with another accuser as she reveals shocking details about her ordeal.
That's coming up on Tuesday.
Get there!
A lot of punking going on. We're back with the one and only Martha Stewart, who is tackling the unhealthiest clutter hotspots in your home. Now, we just saw how cluttered our medicine cabinets can get. Why is this place the hardest to clean in the house?
Well, if you have a medicine cabinet, I don't have one.
You don't have it in the bathroom at all?
Nope.
Where do you put all that stuff?
I have beautiful shelves. I think I sent you a picture of my shelves, and everything's on shelves, and I don't keep any medicines. Aren't they beautiful?
They are beautiful, but
yeah.
you put things on them.
That's all skincare and creams and things for my face and my body.
What is the craziest thing you have in your bathroom?
In my bathroom, my cat.
My cat's in your bathroom?
My cat loves the bath. She jumps into the bathtub while I'm taking a bath.
Oh, gosh.
That's Empress Tang. Her sister would never do that.
Cats don't like water normally.
But these Persians do. These particular kinds of Persians. She just jumps in and floats like a cloud on the top of the water.
All right, so if you had a medicine cabinet, it would probably be neat, but most people have very messy medicine cabinets. And right now we have a shot of a messy medicine cabinet from the bathroom of one of my audience members who's here. There it is.
Yeah.
Who wants to own up to the fact that this is our medicine cabinet? Who's taking it?
God,
there she is.
Mine.
Come on down. Come on down, Anaya.
How did you get that picture?
Well, Anaya gave us the biggest. Guess who gave it to us, Anaya?
Oh my God. Oh.
It's your husband, Roma.
Oh no.
There he is. There he is. There he is. Look how happy he is.
Hi.
He's over the moon. Oh
my gosh.
What are you going to say to him when you get home?
Outing you.
I mean, oh my God, babe. Like, that's such a surprise. Oh my God.
All right, let's walk over here. We made you a whole bathroom, Anaya, so Martha can teach you about this. What is it about your medicine cabinet that drives you batty?
Well, with me, I obviously don't have too many medicines in there, so I guess I'm like Martha. But all my stuff that I need on a daily basis is typically in that medicine cabinet. So, like, a little bit of makeup, not too much, because I have a whole separate thing for the makeup.
Okay, so if this was your medicine cabinet, you'd have... I hope there's stuff in there.
I hope there's...
There it is.
Perfect. So I don't have toothpaste and stuff. That's on a little thingy here, but I have, like, rubbing alcohol. I use that stuff very frequently. I have a couple of Band-Aids, hair brushes, a couple of different
But why
ones.
doesn't yours look like this? Martha, what have you done differently here?
Well, it's just things that you don't want, that aren't pretty. Rubbing alcohol is not pretty to look at.
No.
And either is hydrogen peroxide. But look, this maximizes space
Oh,
very
I
nicely.
never even saw
the
that.
back of the door, these are just inexpensive shelves. So and you paint them the same color as your door, and it's really nice.
So this is Martha's. Look at this is Martha's cabinet over there. This is actually with the shelves with stuff on them.
Yeah.
You see how neat she's got everything.
Oh,
right? Meticulously
wow.
designed.
Yeah, see
Yeah.
that? And it really keeps it right at eye level and right there at hand.
Let's finish up with bathroom storage.
Excess. Look at this.
Oh my God.
If you have room in your bathroom, and not everybody does, but
Right.
if you have room, this little bar cart, this is my design.
Oh.
And this you can buy at Macy's, and this is so beautiful.
And it's so colorful.
And when you're not using it in your bathroom, you can use it as a bar.
Exactly. But the best part is after you've been in the bar with the bar cart, you have towels underneath.
You have towels, you have your loofahs, your
So after the party, if you have guests who are not expecting to stay, but maybe they had a little too much to drink or something.
Oh, yes.
So can I tie surgeon's knot
That
in
goes
here?
right on their bed, you know.
Are you good at knots?
At bows. Make a bow, not a knot, because you want
It's a surgeon's knot. You don't want it to come out.
Yes, you do.
Oh, gosh.
Then how are they going to get their towels out?
What if I threw knots like this in the OR?
There. That's so nice.
That's cute.
That's perfect.
That is so
right
pretty.
on the bed.
Yeah.
And all these ideas are in that book, by
This
the way.
book is absolutely fantastic. For more secrets on how to stay organized, check out Martha's wonderful new book. It's called Martha Stewart's Organizing, the manual for bringing order to your life, home, and routines. Superbly well done. We'll be right back. I love having you here, Martha.
Oh, man. Thank you.
Nice job, Martha.
I could feel my vision just started to close in.
Savannah Guthrie
It started to get black.
on the accident that almost took her sight.
I was scared.
All new Oz.
That's coming up on Monday. Over 15 million people watched a heartwarming video of 10-year-old Kimari Cooper on a fishing trip with his dad. Now, while the fish he caught was unbelievably amazing, it was Kimari's ultimate display of compassion as he gently released the fish back into the water that won people's hearts. Take a look.
I knew I was gonna get one today, folks.
Yes, sir.
Let's put this beauty back in the water. My personal best. I hope he grows even bigger, baby. Look at her, y'all. Look, she's so big and beautiful. I hope he go back and be better. One day we're gonna meet back again.
That's all right.
I'll see you later.
Isn't that cute? Kimari and his dad, Velt, join us via Zoom. So, Kimari, what made you want to send that fish back into the world after catching him?
When I released it, it made my heart smile. It made my heart smile bigger than when I released that bass.
That's so cute. I know exactly how hard it is to do that. Kimari, I'm going to tell you a story, Kimari. I go fishing with my son, Oliver, right? One of the favorite things I do. And I always tell Oliver, it's not the fish I'm trying to catch, it's you. So do you love fishing with your dad, Kimari?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the biggest blessing of all. And Velt, what does it mean to go fishing with your son?
Well, Dr. Oz, you know, fishing with my son, it means the world to me. I know we'll always have this father and son relationship bond.
Well, Velt, I'm very proud of you. It's wonderful mentoring. And I got to say, Kimari, you're a special, special person. God bless you. I hope you do meet that fish again. Remember, everybody, the power of one lies in the power of you. You just saw with Kimari, just one person with one voice speaking the truth. Goodbye.